Tales from the Grey House, Episode 10. Every story finds its shelf. The lanterns flickered as Vinnie drew the gun. Ruby drew her own weapon, jaw tight. Grey didn't flinch. Vinnie's voice was low, shaken with adrenaline and something darker. "Alright, old man, storm's done. We're done. We'll take the jewels and be on our way." Ruby's eyes drifted to the window. She froze. "Vinnie, the car." "What about it?" "It's gone." He looked and his breath hitched. The Model T was no longer outside, just emptiness where they'd left it. Vinnie snapped toward Grey. "Where is it?" Grey raised one gloved hand, calm as a priest. "In the garage," he said gently, "where it belongs." "We didn't put it there," Ruby whispered. "No," Grey agreed. "You didn't." "Show us." Grey inclined his head. "Of course." He led them down the narrow corridor, lanterns guttering as they passed. The house seemed to lean in, listening. The garage door loomed ahead, iron-bound, heavy. Grey pushed it open with one hand. The garage stretched into darkness, rows of vehicles waiting like sleepers. Just inside the threshold sat the Model T, hunched under a single bulb. Bullet holes punched through the doors, glass spider-webbed, rainwater dripping from the fenders. The windows were fogged, opaque with condensation. Ruby stepped forward, but Grey raised a hand. "Before you go," he murmured, "one more thing." Vinnie lifted the gun. "Don't move." Grey didn't. Vinnie fired. The gunshot cracked through the garage, but the house swallowed the sound like a stone dropped into deep water. Grey didn't fall, didn't bleed, didn't flinch. He simply straightened his lapel. Vinnie stared. What? What are you?" Grey's expression softened into something between pity and amusement. "When I said there was no living soul here but myself," a quiet sigh, "I was lying." He stepped closer, voice smooth and unhurried. "You see, Vincent, I'm not alive." Vinnie shook his head violently. "You're lying!" Grey tilted his head. "And neither are you." Ruby made a small involuntary sound, a yelp, sharp and wounded. She was staring at the Model T. The fogged windows were clearing, slowly, relentlessly, like breath fading from a mirror. Inside, two bodies slumped in the seats, bullet-riddled, rain-soaked, still. Vinnie refused to look. Grey's voice was soft, almost apologetic. "Look at all the bullet holes. It would take a miracle to survive that." He let the line hang. Not cruel, not mocking, just true. Ruby trembled. That can't be us. We got away." "Did you?" She looked down. Her blouse was torn, a small perfect hole. Then another, then another. Dark stains bloomed like returning memories. She touched one. Her fingers turned red. Her voice broke. "Vinnie, we were shot." Grey bowed his head. "Yes, my dear." Vinnie looked down at himself. His shirt was riddled with holes, dark stains spreading, one over the heart, one in the stomach, one in the shoulder. He touched them, then looked at his stained hands. "No! I'd feel it! I'd feel it!" Grey's voice was soft. "You felt it once. You do not feel it now." Ruby didn't scream, didn't fight. She simply understood. A tear slipped free. "We didn't make it out." Grey nodded. "When the rain turned heavy with lead," Grey said, "your life slipped away." Vinnie fired again. Click, click, click. He tried to bargain. "Let us go! We won't take anything! Just let us go!" Grey stepped closer, pity in his eyes. "Vincent, you can't leave where you belong." Vinnie raged, shaking, pleading, furious. Grey lifted two empty bottles. He held them like sacred instruments, the glass trembling faintly in his hands. The air thickened, lanterns dimmed. The first bottle filled with colour, a pale shimmer that pulsed like breath. The convent hallway, nuns' shoes clicking, Ruby as a girl flinching under the cane. The long corridor from the picture frame, the night she met Vinnie, smoke and danger in the air. Each moment folded into the next, until the bottle glowed with a soft, sorrowful warmth. Ruby's tears caught the light, scattering it across her face. The second bottle resisted. It shook, as though the glass itself remembered violence. His mother's distant stare appeared first, then the boyfriend's belt, the cramped rooms of his childhood, petty crimes hardening into heavier ones, the night he met Ruby, the only bright thing in his whole existence. Then the gunshots and a reflection of his own body in the shattered window. Vinnie tried to knock it away, but his hand passed through, the bottle filled anyway. Gray placed them side by side on a velvet shelf. The labels wrote themselves in curling script. Ruby Harrow, the moment she knew. Vincent Doyle, the fight against the truth. The cabinet closed with a sigh. The house exhaled. Gray turned, voice smooth as varnish. Every story finds its shelf. And somewhere, deep within the house, another bottle began to hum, waiting to be labelled.